Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I'm your English teacher with my new lecture today. We are going to start with unit number 12, poem They Have Cut Down the Pines, which is written by the poetess Mary Leslie. The theme of the poem is appreciation and preservation of nature. As from the name, it's clear that we are going to discuss the pine trees in this poem. They have cut down the pines means the people have cut down the pine trees. Pine trees are of various kinds. There are lots of qualities of the pine trees. That is why the poetess has discussed specifically the pine trees. It's a tree that has long, thin, needle-like leaves and it stays green throughout the year. The wood of the pine trees is usually used for furniture and for many other purposes. There are some pictures I want to share with you. You can see these are some of the pine trees. There is a variety of pine trees, not a specific type. There are lots of kinds of the pine trees. You can see them in the pictures. Beside the wood, we can also get nobi nuts from the pine trees. Nobi nuts, the dry fruit. You can see in this picture, there is a brown colored hard cone in this picture, which is visible here. Let me show you clearly. Yes, here. You can see it clearly now. This brown colored hard cone has nobi nuts inside. So beside the wood, we can also get the nobi nuts, the dry fruit from the pine trees as well. Let's take a start. As this poem is written by Mary Leslie, so about the poet. Mary Leslie was born in Riverina, New South Wales, Australia in 1897. She contributed poems to periodicals like, periodicals means magazines, like the County Life, the Bulletin, and the Prism and Vision, etc. It means that she has contributed lots of poems to these magazines, these three magazines. She published two collections, The Secret Fire in 1947 and The Inlanders in 1968. She died in 1973. This is a bit knowledge about the poetess Mary Leslie. She has expressed her feelings about the pine trees. Let's take a start from stanza number 1. They have cut down the pines where they stood. The wind will miss them, the rain. When its silver blind is down, they have stripped the bark from the wood, the needly boughs and the brown nobi nuts trodden into the ground. As you can see the highlighted words here, the difficult words and the meanings are here. Pines mean the pine trees. Silver blind means silver blind is down, means the continuous rainfall. Stripped, removed, peeled off. Bark means the outer covering of something, specifically the trees, the covering of the tree. Needly means pointed, sharp, needle-like, just like the needles. Boughs, branches of a tree. Nobi nuts, brown hard cones, as I have explained or showed you in the picture earlier. Trodden means pressed under the feet. Now, they have cut down the pines where they stood. Now, the poetess is saying in the first line of the stanza that the people have cut down the pine trees where they existed, where they stood. The wind will miss them, the rain, and the wind as well as the rain, both of them will miss the presence of the pine trees, that there were pine trees some time before. So they will miss them. When its silver blind is down, when there will be continuous rainfall, so what will happen? The wind will miss it as well as the rain will miss the existence of the pine trees. And they have stripped the bark from the wood. They means people have stripped, they have removed the outer covering from the wood, from the trunk of the tree. What they have done, the people have just not only cut down the trees, but they have removed, they have peeled off the outer covering of the tree and the needly boughs and the brown knobby nuts trodden into the ground, and the needly boughs, the branches, sharp pointed branches, the branches which are just like needles, they're pointed, they're sharp, and the brown colored nobi nuts, as I explained or showed you in the picture earlier, the nobi nuts, hard cones, are trodden, they are scattered, they are spread, they are pressed under the feet into the ground. They are scattered into the ground and they are pressed under the feet by the people. Now, stanza number 2. The kind and friendly trees where all day small winds sound, and all day long the sun plays hide and seek with the shadows, till the multiplying shadows turn to one and night is here. Now, difficult words meanings. Sound means heard all day long, throughout the day. Multiplying means increasingly or increasing. Turn to, change into. The poetess is saying in this stanza number 2 that the kind and friendly trees, she has considered the trees as kind and friendly because the trees are kind and friendly to the environment. They provide shadows and shelter to the people, to animals, and the birds. That's why the poetess has considered it kind and friendly. Now she's saying that where all day small winds sound means that in the forest where the kind and friendly trees exist, at that place all the day long the gentle blow, when there is the gentle blow of wind, so it produces some sound. So that sound can be heard in the trees, in the forest. And all day long means throughout the day. The sun plays hide and seek with the shadows. You know, beta, that hide and seek is the game that is usually played by the children. And the sun plays hide and seek game with the shadows. Sometimes the sun appears and sometimes it disappears behind these tall, long trees, pine trees. That's why the poetess has used that these words, the hide and seek, this phrase for the shadows, that the sun sometimes appears and sometimes it disappears behind these trees, till the multiplying shadows turn to one. Multiplying shadows means the increasing shadows. The shadows increase with the passage of time when there is night is approaching. So at that time what happens, that all the shadows turn to, they change into one longer shadow, and the night is here means the night is approached. What happens at night time, that all the shadows turn into, they change into one longer shadow and the night is approached. Now here at this point I want to discuss the figures of speech used in this stanza number 1 and stanza number 2. In the first stanza you can see that in second line the wind will miss them. Here it is used as personification because missing is a human quality which is given to the wind and rain. Okay. Similarly, the needly boughs and the brown. Here in this line, boughs and brown, BB, giving the same sound. So it is alliteration here. It is alliteration because the repetition of successive letters B boughs and B brown is used here. That's why it is alliteration. In second stanza, the trees are considered kind and friendly. Again, it's personification because the human quality of kindness and friendliness are assigned to trees. And the other personification is used in the very fourth line of the stanza, playing hide and seek. Now, hide and seek is the name of a game. It's the name of a play, which is usually played by the children, that is given to the sun. So, this is again personification used here in this stanza. Now, coming to third stanza. They have cut down the trees and ended now. the gentle colloquy of bow and bow. They are making a fence by creek and have cut down the pines for the posts. Difficult words of stanza number 3. Ended means finished. Gentle means mild, soft. Colloquy means conversation. Fence means boundaries. Creek means streams. Now, let's come to the explanation of the poem. They have cut down the trees and ended now. Now, the people have cut down the trees. And what has been ended with the trees? The gentle, the mild, the soft colloquy, the soft conversation of bow and bow. Bow means branches. The soft conversation between the branches is also ended with the cutting down of the trees. And they are making a fence by creek. Fence means the boundaries. The people are making boundaries by a creek, a stream, a river. Usually, you might have seen that nearby the rivers and streams, the fences are made with the help of trees, with the help of wood. And wood definitely is got from trees. So, for that purpose, people have cut down the trees so that they can make the fence, the boundaries nearby the creeks, nearby the streams or rivers, or such a place where there is water all around. And they have cut down the pines for the posts, and the people have cut down the pine trees for posts. Post means pillars. You know that pillars are usually made up of wood, and they are used in houses and shops, and for various purposes they are used. So in this stanza, the poetess has used once again the personification, the gentle colloquy, the conversation of the branches. How can the branches of the trees conversate? But it's just a personification because a human quality is given to the branches of the trees. And in the last line, pines and post, the repetition of PP, showing you that alliteration is used as a figure of speech in the last line of the stanza. Moving towards the last stanza. Worn in the sunlight for ghosts, the naked trunks lie. A bird nested there, it will seek. In vain they have cut down the pines. Worn, okay, now first the difficult words. Worn means dim, looking pale. Naked, bare, without cover. Trunks, the main stem of a tree. Nested means here lived. In vain means useless, not fruitful. Seek means search. Now let's come to the explanation of the last stanza. Worn in the sunlight for ghosts. The poetess is saying that the naked trunks lie. Let me explain both the lines all together. That in the sunlight, these naked trunks, these trunks of the trees which are lying on the ground, they are naked. They are without cover. They are bare. They are having no cloths, no covering over it. And that's why in the sunlight, these naked trunks look like ghosts, as ghosts live in such places where there is no population. So forest is the best place for them. That's why in the sunlight, these trunks, these naked trunks, they look like worn in color. They look like pale in color and just look like ghosts. A bird nested there, it will seek, and a bird which lived there in the trees, that has made its nest over the trees or upon the trees, it will seek, it will search for its home, for its nest, but in vain. But it will be useless to search for its nest because they have cut down the pines. It has no more its nest over these trees. The searching of the nests by a bird is useless because the people have cut down the pines. So, in this poem, the poetess has explained her sorrow feelings, and she has used different figures of speech to explain the poem beautifully. She has explained her sorrowful feelings that nature should be preserved and it has lots of benefits. That's why the people should not cut down the trees, as the nests can be made. It has lots of other benefits like providing shelter and homes to the animals and birds as well. That's all from today. Thank you very much.